I had the fun experience of traveling to a lot of museums around the world that were brand new and were recent renovations because of a project my wife was working on in Philadelphia, the Barnes Foundation. And the first place we went to was the British Museum. And when I walked into that court that Foster and Partners had just built, it was amazing. And I tucked away in my mental archive that someday it would be wonderful to work with Norman Foster. So the first time we met in business sense was during the competition phase of our project. And Norman led the team and said that he would personally do our building. And I said, why is that? He said, well, no one's tried to build a technology center in an East Coast city that's vertical, that's urban. The way we approached building the new Comcast Technology Center and the Four Seasons Hotel was we started with a competition. And we had some of the best architects in the world present their ideas. And the Foster team was led by Norman. And one of the things that struck me was his personal engagement. So I was a little bit skeptical that maybe this was just a sales pitch and whether it would actually be real. And also the concept they were exploring, I had some real doubts about. And so I wanted to have a real conversation, not just sit there passively. And I remember engaging with Norman during the competition and saying, will you personally do this? And he said, you know, no one's tried to build a technology center in a downtown location like Philadelphia, vertical on the East Coast. And that intrigues me and what the impact long-term to technology in our society might be, and my focus on cities. And then when we got into the actual, will you personally do this? He gave me his commitment, and I have to say, I'm amazed by how much time he put into our building. It's not even the corporate headquarters. It's the technology center, and it's maybe the most enjoyable project I've ever worked on in my life. So we picked the team. Then we came back to find out that it was too expensive, and we went back to the drawing board and came up with a new plan. And I remember vividly at a meeting with Norman saying, I'm not in love, and I'd like to be in love. And everyone was crestfallen, and it was a tough moment. What happened next, I think, tells more about Norman and his team than all that preceded. They waited a little bit, maybe 10 days, 2 weeks, and Norman rang me on my cell phone and said, I want to do something very unorthodox. I want to text you a picture that I sketched of a different kind of building than we've been talking about. See what your reaction is. See if you can begin to get more in love. And it was amazing, and that's the building we built. They threw everything in the trash and committed themselves to start all over again. Try to make the client happy, not in any way sacrifice or compromise their own standards, and do something that maybe has never been done in the world. And that's why I think it's been one of the most enjoyable and stimulating experiences I've ever been involved with. But for what I experienced is they wanted to be cutting edge with technology and at the same time sustainable and green. They wanted to have a humanity and yet be forward-looking. And those were all the qualities we were looking for in an architectural way. And so, for instance, we were trying to create a connection between the Four Seasons Hotel and the 4,000 people who work in the technology center, but yet have privacy and intimacy for the hotel guests. And after a lot of discussion, they came back with a split core. So you could see right through the building, not just at the hotel, but then that goes all the way up 60 stories. It creates a totally different experience, how we flow people through the buildings, and frankly, one of the best ideas. And it was part of a team effort to come up with it, but then what happened and how they executed it is incredible. Another idea that was pretty special to work with was our lobby. And Norman had a very strong point of view that we should think about art, even though it was a technology center. And working with Jenny Holzer and Conrad Shawcross, we've created pretty iconic experience as you first arrive. I feel very lucky to have a special friendship with Norman that has come out of working together. And he's so unique, intellectually curious, athletic, smart, innovative. and surrounds himself with the absolute best talent in the world.